welcome to Ladies Night, where the ladies take over and we answer all of your questions, if you have any, about anything at all. Relationships, sex toys, deviant, whatever, everything.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Let's see
So,
where your mind is tonight.
where it is every night. So, I'm Carrie and this is Jerry. And hey, welcome to everyone. So,
Hello, people out there.
I wish I could put a fan on. I'm very warm. I'm drinking hot tea. Stupid, but we already know my microphone is insanely sensitive, so I don't dare put a fan on.
I got a fan and my windows open. It feels quite nice here, actually.
Nice. So it's so stupid. Like we have like all these, our windows are like basic bitch windows. The house is basic bitch house. People who had it before us they just use it for like a party place. Like it was only on the weekends. They closed up in the winter. So we've been slowly restoring her. But many of the windows, the seals are broken. And then we have like these big sliding windows here where I'm at up in the loft, but there are no screens for them. And I'm not about to open these windows when we are in the woods and have multiple eight-legged things around. So the only thing I have open is the sliding door on the deck, and it's very still right now. Like there's no breeze, and I'm like, okay, so yeah. And tomorrow's gonna be 78, so. But I mean, it's okay. I'm happy. Like as long as it doesn't get much hotter than that or humid. I hate that. So I'll be okay.
Yeah, the humid kills. I hate
Oh
humid.
God, it's so bad. Although
That's a hard time to have sex when it's humid and sticky and ugh.
yeah, and that's like Kevin's always like, "Hey," and I'm like, "No, ew, no." I'm all like, "No." I
My
don't.
dad had my dad had a funny saying about that.
What was that?
When the weather's hot and sweaty, that's no time for dinky dunking. When frost is on the pumpkins, that's the time for dinky dunking.
Oh, I like that one. Definitely a good idea. I think so for sure. So, how's your week last week? How was your week?
Insane.
Why? What's going on?
Insane. Let's see. Monday I had to take my daughter to color guard. Tuesday she had her choir concert. Wednesday she had the second choir concert. Thursday she had color guard practice. Friday, I forget where I had to take her on Friday. Saturday I had to take her to a band concert, and then I had the car club, and then yesterday I finally said I ain't going nowhere. And I
Gotcha.
did.
Good for you. Like your whole
And
week is
then
like crazy.
And then Monday during the day, I do physical therapy, and Wednesday during the day is physical therapy, and Friday is my chiropractor for my back. And I just started trying to get Tuesdays and Thursdays for the Y.
Oh, wow. Do you go like swimming at the Y or something? Like is that
No,
like
I use the elliptical and the weights.
oh, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I heard that the Ys were opening again. That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I had 2 3-month free passes for family that I won at Tricky Trees
Oh, nice.
2 years ago. And thanks to COVID, never used it, so they're honoring it.
Oh,
So,
excellent. Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So now it's time to start figuring out a summer body, hopefully.
Yeah, I started that today too. I was like, all right, I've got to stop. This is bad. I'm a mess. So I went back to doing pretty much keto, and I did. I'm only going to eat in an 8 hour time frame. So usually, so when I finish the day for school, then I'll eat like between like basically like technically it's like 3 and like 11, but I don't eat that late. So if I keep doing that, sorry, allergies are horrific right now. Then like they say that that autophagy kicks in. It helps like clean up your cells and keeps you looking younger and feeling better. And I'm like, I need all of those things. So we're giving it a try, and I'm gonna stay off of all of my liquor except for only on Saturdays and Sundays. So I'm going to be a good girl. And get rid of. I'm not going to eat any carbs. The only carbs I'm having are like from vegetables, basically. So
See, I don't stick to a diet like that.
hmm
I've tried every diet under the sun, basically. I just find the best diet for me
hmm
is just me cutting out bad things
yeah, yeah,
and eating what I want when
right,
I want.
right.
But all moderation, all
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because if I cut out carbs, I get skitsy.
Gotcha.
Like I actually get like nerve, my nerves go
Mm.
worse than they usually are. So I don't need that.
Okay. No, definitely not.
I don't need that. I have anxiety enough. I don't need no carb anxiety. So,
Yeah, I
and
know. I know
too
what you're
much
saying.
sugar, then I get like dizzy. So it's
Well, that's
my
the
sugar is
carb
like really
withdrawal.
border. My
That's
sugar is really borderline.
mm,
Like it could go bad or it could go good. Right now I'm good. I don't
hmm
have to worry. But if I don't eat enough sugar during a day, I feel it immediately.
right.
So,
Well, I mean, you can get like your insulin, like the sugar, so to speak, from like the different like they were talking about like people who have like diabetes problems, like who have their sugars too high. Doing this diet like helps because you're cutting out the carbs and all that, and like the processed
well,
carbs.
my sugar goes too low.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, there you go.
My sugar usually, like when I was pregnant, it would go too high.
Right,
I had the gestational diabetes, I
right,
had to have
right.
insulin and everything. So it would go too high. Now my sugar goes too low.
Gotcha.
So I've got to keep some sugar and some carbs in my diet.
Got ya. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
but
that's actually like I wish that'd be. I mean, it's not awesome, but like I mean, I love things like rice and quinoa and all that, and so I would love to be able to keep those things in my diet. So like you probably can. You can do like the whole grain kind of stuff and all that. And I've
yeah,
noticed that the older I've gotten, I'm positive that I have a gluten sensitivity. Like I don't have celiac disease or anything like that, but like I've noticed that if I have something with gluten in it, like I immediately have like issues with like my ankles swell up, my feet swell up, my fingers swell up. Like I would get bloated too. I'm like, what the hell? And I did some of like I think I told you I was doing like carnivore like for a couple weeks straight. This is just like it's basically eliminate everything and then you try to put stuff back in and see what causes you issues. And and I mean, like I was a really bad girl yesterday, and that's why I was like, okay, now I'm done, and I'm gonna be good because I had a chicken quesadilla. Oh my god, it was so good. So, flour tortillas are like, oh god, I love them. But I mean, and you're saying you've been on like a million diets, me too, and like Weight Watchers worked for me really well the first time I did it. Like, I mean, I did great, and I thought it was wonderful. And then if you keep trying to keep lowering your points, like you're almost eating nothing, and it's like, oh my god. And so then I gained the weight back, of course, and so I tried it again, and I lost like maybe 5 pounds, and that was it, like nothing else. And I'm like, what the hell? And that's when I found keto, and then that helped me. Like that knocked off like 30 pounds, but I couldn't keep going. Like nothing else. Like I stalled. Like no matter what I did. Like, and I was like doing because you have to do like all these macros. You have to look at your protein. I'm like, ugh. And I got frustrated, and then slowly, it would creep back a little bit more because I'd have like, maybe a glass of wine, which harder liquor you can do because there's pretty much the sugar carbs, like they basically gets burnt like right away, and so like you're not gonna like lose weight, but you're not going to generally gain weight either. But like when you have like wines, which are sweeter, or liqueurs or stuff like that, so that would cause problems. And then it was just like, and then you get frustrated, and then the fucking pandemic hit, and then I was just like home and drinking like all the time and not moving. Like, not that I'm an exerciser, like I've never been that, but like at least when I was still in person at school, like I'd walk to the train, which wasn't that far. It wasn't like we were on 131 and the train's at 135, but it was still 4 blocks, and one of the blocks was like an
it's
extra
still
double.
further than it was further than walking from your bedroom to your computer.
Right, exactly. And then I get to school, and like, the train was right there at the school. Like that's nothing. But like, I mean, at least I was walking that. And then like once a week I would volunteer downtown at Donors Choose. And so like I'd be walking from the trains there. And like, so I mean, like it just literally went to like no movement. And so I'm realizing like I got one of those like watches that connect to your phone, like not a Fitbit. It's like I have a OnePlus phone. That's the name. And so this is their watch. And so like, I'm sitting here, I'm doing something that says time to move. And I'm like, okay. So I could get up, and like I get up I know it sounds stupid, but like you can get engrossed in front of your computer for so long. Like you don't even realize that time's going. So like I get up and I take the dogs out, and we walk down to the lake and come back up, and so, it's not a lot, but it's more than I had been doing. So I'm getting there, and want to go kayaking, and I have a bike, but I'm a danger to myself on that. I'm not sure. I guess so I may just do the walking. Let's keep it easy. So And we do like to play golf, but we haven't done that yet this year because Kevin has the weird hours, so that's not working out real well. I might just start doing that on my own. Oh, we talked. You and I should do it because I suck, so don't worry. So it's perfect.
Yeah, I've never held a golf club other than mini golf, so.
Yeah, right. It's fun because this one you can actually swing harder. I guess. Oh man, but
Woohoo. I
yeah,
like
I
long
mean,
sticks that you swing at balls.
yeah, there you go. And there we go. She brought us back.
I
Uh,
brought us because depressing talking about weight and all
yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, I mean, that affects people's self-esteem. Like, I mean, especially like for me, like I don't even want I don't even want my husband like touching me like a certain area. Like I want to keep my shirt on at night, like my t-shirt, and he's like, "Why, take it off?" And I'm like, "No, because I've got like." Because I'm getting a little older, so I'm noticing that the weight gain is going in spots that I never had problems with before, and so now I'm really self-conscious. And he's like, I love you, you're beautiful. I'm like, just don't touch below here, don't touch above there. It's just like, so yeah. I mean, it does. I mean, I'm laughing about it, but it's been a struggle my entire fucking life. Like I've always had weight
Yeah,
issues.
but
So
look at it this way. At least he's seen you. He's your husband. He loves you. He accepts you no matter what, which
hmm
is fantastic. Good points for you, Kevin, today. You lost some last night, but today you're
Yep.
doing okay. Um, but like think of me. It's like I gotta let a stranger see me.
Well, see, that's just it. I don't even let him see
It's like
me. Like I keep the lights off.
but see, at least like he's not gonna go anywhere.
I
He
hope.
still wants
Well,
you.
but that's exactly why
But see, he's
I'm trying to
asking
lose the
you
weight
to
though.
do
But
it.
that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that like and this is and you're saying like it's like, well, you've got him and you're saying, but yeah, I mean I do, but like I'm
I
not gonna let
know.
myself go. You know what I mean? Like, and I
Oh
feel
no,
like I am.
absolutely.
Yeah, and so like it bothers me. Like so I get so, even though like oh, it's like a sure thing, like I don't ever want to take that for granted. So like now that's why I'm like, okay, I and and you're gonna laugh at me. We've been married, it'll be 10 years in December, and I almost never go without any makeup on. Even if it's just us. Like I almost never, like rarely, like maybe once a month or so, I'll get up and like I'm gonna take the dogs out and I make some coffee and then I come back upstairs and like get a shower. And you might see me then. I don't like to have sex with the lights on or during the day. Like even when I was thinner, like I just like I don't wear shorts around him at all. Like I'm so embarrassed of my legs. Even when I was thinner, doesn't matter. I'm crazy. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when it comes to that. But I mean, it's
Yes, I
just
give you credit though for that because like I think that was part of the reason with, my one husband, I did let myself go.
mm,
And I didn't care because he didn't show any interest whether I was skinny, fat, or
well,
whatever.
that's a
He
whole
didn't
different
show any.
story. Yeah.
So I decided, well, if he doesn't care, then I don't care. So
Right.
why should I care?
Right.
And I let myself go. So now I've got to come back from that.
Right.
But see, I not only have the physical I've got to rebuild, I got to rebuild the emotional
Right.
and the
Right.
mental,
Yeah.
and that's even harder because it's like I have to remember that I am somebody and I am pretty good,
Yes. No,
you
you're not
know?
pretty good. You're amazing.
Shut up.
Don't sell yourself
But,
short.
I'm a pretty good person, I try to be. It's not always easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I've got a lot of strikes against me, but I got strikes for me. So it's like I'm the middle of the road. I'm not a beauty pageant queen. So if you want that, keep on looking. It
Yes.
ain't me.
Ditto.
If you want the perfect housekeeper, that ain't me. Keep looking. My house is clean enough to be healthy and dirty enough to be happy.
I
So
like that. I like that.
I actually have that on a plaque. My mom bought it for me.
That's awesome.
I also have one that says my house was clean last week. Sorry you missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But but I have a good heart.
Yep.
And if people can actually take the time to find that, they'd be pretty happy, I think.
Yeah.
But not everybody takes that time.
No.
They look at the package before they look at
Mm-hmm.
the what's in it.
Yeah.
They look at the wrapping before they look at the gift.
Yeah. And that sucks. And
It does. And some of these guys out there are not winners either.
yeah, I know.
And
The
they're
ones
not
that are the pickiest are
handsome.
often the ones that are like the, balding, big beer belly, which I don't have a problem with that, but don't be a douche about it,
It's like, why do guys think they have a right to only choose beauty queens?
Yeah.
And why do they think only beauty queens are what's going to be good for them?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not looking for Ken by any
No.
means. If I get a Ken, I wouldn't object.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a
You
penis.
know, well, I'll just hire G.I. Joe on the side.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never been one for like the big, all the muscles and stuff like that. That's never been like, and like some of like the bodybuilders who are like really all bulked up, like that actually kind of like, I'm like, oh, that's a turn off for me, believe it or not. I know it sounds silly.
I I've given up on saying what type I have. I don't have a type,
Right.
body wise.
I have a type that
I
I'm
don't care.
not a fan of,
I
but
There's no. I don't care what you look like.
hmm
I've come to that conclusion. Looks are so overrated
hmm
and beyond acceptable to be chosen by.
right.
I want someone who shows me tenderness, who shows me a gentleman,
hmm
who is compassionate, who cares,
Right.
and is really good in bed.
And needs to be clean. That's a big thing for me. Like,
Clean,
yeah,
yes.
like, no, 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 please,
Like,
you
okay, if
don't
you want to
smell.
go a day or two without shaving, hey, I'm okay
Yeah,
with
that's
that. But
fine.
shower.
If I can
I need
smell
to get
you,
shower.
yeah, if I can smell you, sorry, my chair is crazy. If I can smell you, no, 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 go get a shower.
It's not even like the smell. Like, I mean, I used to like when my husband came in smelling from doing the yard work and stuff, like
hmm
manual sweat.
hmm
Sometimes that's kind of sexy.
I'm not a fan of BO, like underarm odor. Like that is a no-no for me. Like if you're sweaty, that's different. But like if it's
Yeah,
just like your underarm, like no,
like
no.
if you have your deodorant on and you don't smell, but you
Right,
have that sweat,
right, that's fine. Like
that I
I'm okay
can
with
handle.
that.
Like,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, if a guy doesn't
yeah.
shower regularly, no, I'm sorry.
And clean teeth. Like I'm sorry. Like you don't have to have beautiful perfect teeth. Like I'm not saying they have to be straight and all that, but like I don't want like don't smile and be like,
Don't look at me.
yeah, like that's not no. So those are my only
I
two things really. Like, you just have to be clean, don't smell, and make sure your teeth are clean. Like don't you have to have good oral hygiene.
well, I can't smile right now
What why?
because during the surgery, evidently I had a cavity in a front tooth that I didn't know about,
Oh.
and they knocked out one of my front teeth.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. Holy cow.
I wasn't telling anybody.
Wow. And that's a weird place to get a cavity. Yeah, that's not, like one of the front
It's like
teeth.
not
Yeah.
the two front teeth, it's like right next to it.
Gotcha. Oh, wow.
So,
Yikes.
yeah, I don't smile when I talk to people anymore, and I try not to talk too much with my
Yeah,
head up.
no, that would make me very well, and of course now they're doing away with masks. It's like perfect timing,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. So, like,
Oh.
that's another draw against me. It's like, great, now I look like a real hillbilly. I'm
Well,
missing a front
you
tooth.
can keep wearing your mask. You can just say that you're being cautious, and there you go until you you can get it repaired. There you go. That's
One less tooth to get in the way during a blowjob.
well there you well you know what that's a good point. That's a very good point. Some very lucky man just went, oh wait, let me find this woman.
Oh,
Oh,
please, blowjobs are my favorite all-time thing in the world. That I will forever say that. I've always enjoyed doing it. That's like, even if I get nothing in return, I don't care. I'm like, I think every guy's dream. I'm like,
I
no,
think
I'm
you
good.
and I are the oddballs because I'm the same way and I have never met another woman who feels the same way that I do. Like I love doing that. Part of it is like the control. I'll
I
admit.
think it's the control and the seeing the
Yeah.
response.
Oh yeah. Oh
'Cause
my
during
god.
sex, sometimes you lose the response when a guy
Yeah. Right.
climaxes. You lose it because you're in the throw of it as well. But when you're in charge and you're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
you have the control.
Yeah.
Like you can make it stop. Like
Yep.
you could just pull away and it's like blue balls,
Yep.
you know, or you can continue and they don't know, especially if you're one of those that sometimes spits, sometimes swallow, what you gonna do, don't know, haven't been with her before.
I have never
You know,
spit.
spitters are quitters. Women, finish your job.
I used to think of people like I think probably the first one or two times, like when I'm sure it was when I was 16 with my boyfriend, and that was the first time it ever happened, and I'm like, well, I can't. And it was in my car. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna fucking spit it anywhere in here. Like, what do I just swallow it? This is like that's how it started. Like I'm not spitting it in my car. I'm not gonna roll down the window and spit out. It'll hit the. I can't spit. It'll hit the door. I'm like,
See,
no.
I've never been one to be able to spit, to be
God,
honest.
yeah, me either.
The accidental spit when you're talking and you're trying to
Yeah,
not
glicks,
spit,
right? Isn't
you know.
that, yeah, you just
Yeah,
glicked me. Sorry.
but
Yeah,
it's like it's in my mouth. There's only one way to go,
yeah,
you know. It goes down. That's it. Just warn me if you've had hot sauce or spicy food because that's
yeah,
nasty.
yeah.
Oh my God, is that nasty? Oh, yeah.
I don't
That
like
is one time I will spit. I
beer.
almost spit, I almost gagged, I almost threw up. It was so bad.
If Kevin drinks too much beer, like it's really bitter. It's almost like an IPA, and I don't like IPAs to begin with. I certainly don't like it secondhand.
Yeah, well, spicy food, yeah. Ugh,
Wow.
God. It was like take sour milk and put hot pepper sauce in it.
Jesus. Oh, yikes.
It was that bad.
Wow.
It was like yeah, that was the one time I almost
Swallow.
became a quit.
Gotcha.
I almost quit, but I powered through. And then I told him, you ever do that to me again, I'll kill you.
Oh,
He
man.
never did.
There you
He
go.
warned me for that. You're like, I had hot sauce tonight. Okay, thank you. We won't be completing that deed tonight.
Oh, it's so funny. My ex-husband, and again, for anyone who pays attention, y'all know that he's gay. But he I hated, like, I love garlic, and like he as he's gotten older, he likes garlic, but when I would make something with garlic, he's like, don't come near me. You know, like, I don't want garlic breath. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh my God. I'm like, all right, fine, fuck you, whatever. Because it's like, I like garlic too much. Come on now.
garlic breath isn't bad, and onion breath isn't bad. I can tolerate all that. The next morning, though, even if you brushed your teeth the night before, you still get a little bit of that the next morning. That's a little rough.
Yeah.
Sometimes morning breath can be a little rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with some of the meds that I'm on, my mouth dries out at night. So I'm like, no morning kisses. No,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
you can kiss me after I go gargle at least.
Right. Yeah.
You know? No.
Yeah. You know, and I'm a big coffee drinker. Like, I drink coffee in the morning. And you know, like, sometimes, like, I'm always, not sometimes, I'm always the first one up. I get up, you know, I can't, I set my alarm, but like, I'm always up before my alarm. I just can't sleep very late. And so I get up, take the girls out, girls meaning the dogs. I don't make children go outside and pee, although I might if I had any. Anyhow, so take the girls out, we come back in, I make coffee, and Kevin's still, like, not even, like, stirring at that point. It's like, I'll you know, I'll start having some coffee, and then he finally, you know, wanders down around 9 o'clock, sometimes 8:30ish. And he'll come right to me for a kiss, and I'm like, I've been drinking coffee, and he's like, I don't care. I'm like, oh, aw, you know, because I mean, well, we, you know, fresh coffee breath's not bad. Like, I'm literally drinking it right there, but like the stale coffee breath, oh, that's another no.
Yeah. And I can handle, like, some people are like, oh, I can't kiss a smoker. They taste like an ashtray.
Oh
Eh,
yeah,
that doesn't bother me. I think because I was raised with it.
right.
I mean,
Same
my
here.
parents chain smoked, my brother
Yep,
smoked, my
yep.
first husband smoked. So cigarette smoke and kissing doesn't bother me. That's, but
Yeah,
again, if I could choose not to kiss a smoker,
right.
I would,
Yeah. It's
you
funny,
know.
you know, you say that, and I'm very similar in that, like, I grew up, like, with my mom and dad smoked, like, all the time, and my dad, it's actually, and it's probably a terrible thing, you know, and you know, nowadays people probably be like, oh, what? But like, I always associate, my dad always smoked Marlboros, so I always associated that with my dad, and like, I always, like, my dad was a carpenter, he was a building contractor, and so he'd come home, and he'd be like you were saying, like the hot, like the sweaty, but not bo, but like, you know, and it was just like these memories of my dad coming home, and like, you know, I'd run out for a hug, and he's like, I'm dirty. He'd be filthy, like, too, from work in construction, and it didn't matter. And I remember that, like, the smells of my dad, and that one's always associated. And then, like, when I had the guy that I was dating before Kevin, Johnny, he smoked Marlboros, and it was like this weird sort of like Oedipal kind of like, just reminds me of my dad. This is weird, but it's sexy but weird, and like, so I didn't really mind. I didn't mind kissing Johnny. Like, you know, he never tasted like an ashtray. I mean, it wasn't that bad, and he smoked a lot, but Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't let him smoke in the apartment though. I mean, it's a tiny apartment. Like, I'm not. No, my stuff's not gonna smell like smoke. Okay, that's not happening. But yeah,
Yeah, when I have people visit that smoke, I have a couple friends that do. They'll, out of politeness, they'll go smoke on the deck. They're
gotcha.
like, you don't smoke in your house. You have a smoke-free
Right,
home.
right,
We're
of
not gonna
course.
stink it up. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just open a window. Smoke. It's fine. No, 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 no. I'm like, all right, fine. You go out and freeze your butt. It's okay with me.
Oh,
But on that note, putting things in your mouth,
yes, and sucking on them.
never try to be teasing with a vibrator.
I don't
You could
think.
rattle your teeth.
Wow, there you go. I don't think I've ever. I've never put one in my mouth. I've only ever had one, to be honest, but I never put it in my mouth.
Well,
Wow.
I did once just to tease, and I didn't realize where the switch was for the
It was like,
on button. And I was like, okay, that's a
that was
no.
sexy.
Like, that's a never again.
That's why your tooth got
Hard.
knocked out. Admit it.
Shut up. I wish.
Oh
I
man.
wish. Good Lord, I
Oh.
wish. That
Hmm.
would be a good story.
You're right. Well, now, like, so just use that. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Like when I had the brace on my hand and everyone was asking me, what'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? I was like, all right, tripping over a sidewalk really sounds stupid.
Yeah, I do it
So
all
I
the
told
time.
everyone it was a yeah, I didn't practice safe sex.
There you go. I love that one.
I
That's a good
forgot
one.
to use my safe word.
I love it. I love it. That's perfect.
I forgot to use my safe word and I broke a tooth during it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
life, guys. Always remember your safe word.
Oh man. So,
And make sure that if you have a partner and you're going to buy sexy things, make sure you go to the store together at least once, or at least look on the computer together and get ideas of what you both like. Because the worst thing to do is go to a sex store and get all excited about this new toy, and you come home and you're all excited and you want to try it and you bring it out, and your partner goes, "Why did you buy that?"
oh, that would definitely kill the moment.
It did. And you just don't want that experience.
Right.
Because then you spend money on something that you want to try, but obviously your partner does not.
Right.
And some of these toys that you want to try, you need a second partner. So,
Right. Exactly. I've never tried any toys with. Well, I only told you I only ever had one vibrator. Um, uh,
we
and
need to get you to a store and expand your horizons.
I've been to some of the stores. I just haven't. I mean, I'm sure Kevin would give it a whirl. Like, I guess we should probably. I just have never.
You need to take my advice. Look through the
Yeah.
computer and see what might stroke his fancy.
Yeah.
It might surprise you.
So it's funny you were talking about like going to buy like sexy, negligee or whatever together. I had never, and
Well, I never
again,
said no to Jay.
oh,
Okay.
um, so again, hindsight's 2020. So Philip never, would, he would buy me like pretty like long silk like nightgowns like for Christmas or something. But that was it. One time he bought me a flannel one. I should have realized then. Anyhow, so again, hindsight is 2020. And we did have a fantastic sex life for the first 7 years of our marriage. So just putting that out there. So he never did that. And then Kevin and I were, friends with benefiting it. And the one night he was like,
Lies.
yeah, he was like, why, you're staying over tonight, right? I'm like, no, like, I forget. I was like, I wasn't going to assume. And I'm like, I don't have any fresh underwear. I can't stay overnight. I'm not going to go spend the next day at school in the same clothes. Number one, that's bad. But I mean, I probably had like a sweater that at school that I could put over or whatever. So they wouldn't really see that I had the same clothes on. But like the underwear, I'm like, oh no, I'm not, no. And he's like, well, come on, I'll get you some. I'm like, what? And we literally went into the Victoria's Secret at like 42nd Street. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, I was just like, I've never done this. And I couldn't believe it. He wasn't embarrassed because Phil was always embarrassed. Again, hindsight's 2020. but like, I was like, oh, that was cool. So yeah, I mean, that's
See,
interesting.
Philip wasn't embarrassed. He was looking for himself, but he couldn't tell you.
Well, no, he doesn't. He's not into like the cross dressing or anything like that. He just likes men, just likes men.
Okay.
uh,
Not that there would be anything wrong with that.
No. Oh, well, yeah, I don't care. Whatever. Hey, listen, I've said this before. Whatever floats your boat, as long as you're not hurting anyone else or any like other like animals or anything like that. Whatever.
As long as it is safe, sane, and consensual.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. Uh,
Although sane is a little borderline, because I'm not
mm,
sure I'm sane.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not. So. Oh my gosh.
You gotta know what your partner likes, and if you don't, you need to talk about it.
I agree. I agree. And
I think
go
I
ahead.
think that's one of the big killers of um sexuality in a marriage.
Mm,
It gets stale. And I don't care who you are, everyone in this world has a fantasy of some sort.
right.
Even if their fantasy is, I want a romantic night at home, cuddling on the couch, which leads to sex on the living room floor. That's a fantasy.
Sure.
If you thought it, it's a fantasy. Share your fantasies, people. Be open, share it. And when you find the person that can share with you and be open with you and honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
then you know you've got something really
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
And especially if that person doesn't judge you.
Right.
Even if it's not something they're into,
Right.
at least try and find a common ground. Like,
Right.
say you want to do something with whipped cream, and he's like, "Oh no, I ain't doing that with whipped cream, but I'll try ice cube." Okay, then try
Right.
an ice cube.
You gotta have a middle ground. Yeah.
Well, maybe he's lactose intolerant.
Yeah. I'm
And
not.
gluten free.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the whipped cream only because like as a high schooler, like I did that. Of course, like you did all like you tried all the crazy things with your I tried all the crazy things with my boyfriend, and so we did the whipped cream thing, and I just have this memory of like it in like just the pubic hair, like with the whipped cream, and
Uh,
almost turned me off of whipped cream forever. But I like whipped cream, but like I can't. No, I don't want it on. No, no, don't want it on any body part. And I don't
I
like it
have
on mine because
never
then I'm
done
sticky. I'm
anything.
like, ew.
I've never done anything like that. Believe it or not, yes, that is something I've never done. I've never used food for sex.
Gotcha.
Okay, yes, I have teased by eating a banana or a lollipop,
Mm-hmm.
or whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
You tease with your mouth,
Right.
like what I could be doing to you. But yeah, I'd never incorporated food into sex,
Gotcha. Yeah.
the actual act, whether it's foreplay or whatever. So yeah, I have no bad memories of whipped cream.
We had
All I can think of it going in the wrong places and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, no,
no,
no. Yeah,
no.
I'm not into the food thing in sex, but there's not much that I wouldn't try. Like I mean, we did the ice cube thing. We've done not with I don't think it was with Kevin, but I think it was with Johnny. We tried some hot wax and that was it's okay. I just I can't think of anything that I'm definitely like completely against other than food. I'll try anything once, multiple times if I like it, but like I would not I would not be into serious pain. Like the whole like the image of the S&M kind of stuff and like that's fine, like like because there a lot of times there's not actually real pain. But then there are the ones that are more hardcore who do go into and that no, no, I don't no, it shouldn't hurt. That I mean not hurt. Like I mean like hot wax kind of thing, that's different, you know what I mean? But like if you're gonna like I mean I actually don't mind getting spanked. I think that's kind of hot. But like don't be leaving like welts on my ass. That's a whole different story.
Don't
Hmm.
believe in marks.
Yeah, right.
No, like that's like the sadist masochists. I'm not into that to the point where you're in so much pain that it
Yeah.
sends you into this euphoria,
Yeah.
supposedly.
No thanks.
No, I've had kidney stones. Pain is pain. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Pain is
man.
bad. When you feel pain, that can't. And if you're into that, God bless you. Enjoy it. No problem. You know, am I into like some of the harder things than spanking? Yeah, I admit it. Like you can use a flogger on me. You can, there's things I wouldn't
A
mind.
fogger?
Flogger.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Not
wait
the
a minute. Now,
Frogger was a video game.
I thought, no, that's Frogger. I thought you said Fogger. So it was, we have Frogger, Fogger, and Flogger. Wow. Um, because I was like picturing a fog machine. I'm like, well, why would that be bad?
Oh yeah, I'm into Sex in the Fog. Find
Hey,
me.
hey, that could be kind of cool. Wait a minute. You could play like, like some sort of like, detective thing or something. I don't know.
Like a haunted house, right?
Yeah, right? Oh,
Gotta find the
man.
bedroom.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. And they can have like the strobe lighting for lightning, have sex in a haunted
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, that would. Anyway, I did do that. But
That's cool.
yeah, we used to decorate our house as a haunted
Hmm.
house and had Halloween parties and stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that.
With
I
the
love
black
Halloween.
light and the fog and all that.
That's so
And the
cool.
cobwebs.
Halloween
We
is
had
like my
cobwebs cover
favorite.
our whole entire ceiling.
Wow.
Yeah.
My favorite.
We really did.
My favorite. Love decorating for that more than anything else. I mean, I know a lot of people love decorating for Christmas and all that. No, me, it's Halloween. Like, I'm telling you, I want one of those, like, and Home Depot had them. And then, like, last year, I was going to get one, but I was, like, waiting to see if we were actually going to be still remote. And then when I found out it was still going to be remote, and I went to buy it, and it was sold out already. Like, this year, I don't care. I'm buying it. There's this big motherfucking dragon that Home Depot sold, like, 2 years ago, and then they had like a sort of a similar one. It's like 5 feet tall. It's like hard plastic. It's not like an inflatable thing. It's like a statue, and it breathes. Like, you can get the one that has like the smoke, the fog comes out of its mouth, and its eyes glow red. I had like the mini versions, like the real mini versions, and I'm like, damn it, I don't care what I'm gonna get that dragon this year.
You better, because I sent you the picture. I told you you need it.
I know. Well, I saw the ones from last year, and I didn't get them, and then this year, I'm like, damn it.
No, I agree that sex is fun.
Well, it's kind of hard not to
There's
agree with that. Come
no.
on now. If it's not fun, you're not doing it right.
I've had very unfun sex.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's
And it was bad because I have a hard time telling people. I'm the one telling you to tell your fantasies and stuff, right?
right.
Do as I say, not as I do, because I'm the one that will keep her mouth shut. Because I would share, and then I would be told I was crazy or ill or what the heck would you want to do that for? Not in a million years. So I've learned to just shut that off and just go with whatever I'm told to do
Mm-hmm. Wow.
and like it. And and it sucks to do that.
Right.
So, there's some people that I've shared things with, and there's a person I've shared things with, and the two of us have a great way of sharing what we want and not judging each other. And it is such a relief. And it's not even like we're hooking up or anything, it's just conversation. And it just feels good to be able to tell someone
Right.
that this is what I like, or this is what I wish I could do, and not be judged for it.
Right.
And it's in practice, so that way when I can get with a guy, I can learn that it's okay to say. And if the guy judges me, then he needs to be kicked to the curb. Because you got to have what you need. I mean, I've lived a long enough life to know what I like and what I don't like.
Right.
But I'm still open to exploration.
There you go. There you go.
Like you, I will try anything once. Almost anything
Gotcha.
once. But if I don't like it, do not ever
Right.
make me do it again.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
I understand. And I just looked up and I saw that Ace said someone do her stats final. Girl, if you want me to do your stats final, that means you want to fail.
That's what I was trying to type, but my hand kind of went funky.
Gotcha.
So I was typing in the right hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Math and me, no.
Now, if it was the sex ed, I would take that for you.
Yeah, I could do good on that. Well, you definitely kick my ass, but yeah.
Oh, I could kick your ass.
on the certain chapters where, but only on the parts that are like the sex toy related ones. There you go. That'll give you like the normal stuff. I think would be tied.
Yeah, you can cover like the A through M alphabet. I'll cover the rest.
Oh man.
You take questions A through M. I'll take the rest.
Gotcha. Oh man, I just it's funny. It's I and going back and talking about like couples and like keeping things interesting and all that. Like and that's another thing. These you get sex toys and you incorporate them and all that. I've never like I got rid of my vibrator when Kevin moved in with me. Actually, it was before he moved in with me. It was like we were living together. I gave it up. You know. Like really
Well,
like
obviously you gave it up. You were friends with benefits, not.
right. I know, right? But it's just I don't I've never I mean I like some like I used to like I've never done it with Kevin, but I did it with my ex boyfriend. I used to like role playing. Like it's like so like I'd get off of work and we once in a while like because it was well it was expensive for me because I was pretty much the only one with a job, but we once in a while would meet at like a bar somewhere and like I'd come in, he'd already be there, right? And then I'd come in and like pretend that I don't know him, just sit down and like we just kind of like strike up a conversation. It's like that whole like sexy like stranger kind of thing, and the bartender would be like wow, or just and
Wow,
it'd
you
be,
got far with those moves.
yeah, right. So we used to do that. I used to like that a lot. I tried it, I think once with Kevin, but he's not quite as creative sometimes. Not with that anyhow. So, but I haven't tried that sometime with him. That'd be
I've
fun.
never done role playing
Yeah.
other than like, you know, submissive is
Right.
a role play, but that's about it. Like
Right.
I've never, you know, I know my husband used to joke around and say, lie down and do what the nice police officer tells you to do, you
Yeah.
know, and then he whipped the handcuffs out. But that was many, 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 many years ago. Yes, we used to have an amazing sex life. We used to
Mhm.
do really good. And then probably right around the time we started having, fertility issues, I think that killed our sex life
Have if
because
being fertile would kill my sex life. So because-
no, it was like when we were trying to get pregnant, it was like you had to do it at certain times and you had to,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like so
I've
predictable.
seen. I just remember watching Roseanne when she was trying to get pregnant, like like later in like the show, and like she'd lay there with her legs up in the air and everything. I'm just like, wow, this sounds terrible. Like just you know what? We got to do it tonight because I'm fertile tonight. Like this is the right. I'm like, wow, like that'd be a lot of
You
pressure. I
want to know
think.
when the worst was?
Hmm.
We had this. Okay, guys, if you're listening, you don't want to tune in for this. Um,
Don't listen.
Males, close your ears. We had to have sex at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then be in the doctor's office at 7 in the morning to make sure the sperm knew where they were going.
Oh hell no.
Oh yeah, I actually had to have an internal ultrasound to make sure they could see everything going where it was supposed to go.
Hmm.
That was disgusting.
Wow.
Like that was probably the worst part of it. It was really gross.
So I
I'm
mean,
like,
like, if they weren't going somewhere where they were supposed to go, could they have done something to fix that? Is that what the point of having it, like having you come in right then,
it
or
was to check to make sure that his sperm were not only active but weren't stupid.
gotcha? But it was only the one
Make sure
time,
the product
or
was going the right way.
right?
It was just like in the beginning of the
Okay.
testing. It's ugh, yuck,
Yeah.
yucky
No.
topic.
No. No.
But ugh, that's why when people tell me they have fertility issues, I'm like, my sympathies.
Yeah. My.
Because it really did kill our sex life. Like after that, but see, all right, it wasn't just that because we did get pregnant and then we had a stillborn, so that kind of killed the mood.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
then we tried again, and so again we were on schedule again, and then when we got pregnant and we were like, yay, we can go back to having fun sex. No, we can't. He has a heart issue. Okay, well he's down for 6 weeks because he had a heart problem. All right, then it's like he gets his clear health, and then all of a sudden I'm on bed rest, and you can't have sex when you're on bed rest because
Right.
you have problems. So we actually went almost 2 years without having fun sex.
Wow.
Actually, maybe more than that.
Yeah, that'll do it, I think.
So, because like 2004 was when we had the first issue, and then we get pregnant, and then 2005 was when he had the heart issue, and then we ended up on me on bed rest, and we had her in 2006,
Hmm.
and she came early, so I had a C-section, and that was 8 weeks of waiting. And then he had open heart surgery to put a mitral valve in.
Jeez.
And so that was like a couple months we couldn't have sex after
Right.
that. So yeah, we went almost 3 years without sex.
Wow. I mean, I went like 3 years without sex with my ex-husband, but he was gay. I feel like I have to repeat that. But no, I mean, like
Yeah.
that's gonna definitely be rough. Like I can't. It's so
And then
much
after that,
pressure.
it just was never the
Well,
same.
of course
Like we just
not.
never get the spark back because it was like
Right.
we were adapting to like his new heart, and we were adapting to being parents, and we were adapting, and
Yeah.
then we moved, and then like
No.
life just got in the way, and it just destroyed
Stress
our
and
life and
yeah.
destroyed our marriage. And then of course, evidently he in 2016 he had the stroke, so that really killed it too.
Yeah.
And he was really never the same after that.
Yeah.
And then he passed away in 2019.
Hmm.
So, you know, it's been a while for me.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah, I
just
guess
tell
so.
you.
Oh.
Anyone willing to rent out their husband? No, only kidding. I don't do married men.
Yeah, that could be, I'm sure it could
Not
be very
crossing that
messy.
bridge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Johnny was dating someone but not married or not even living with her. I mean, and she lived in Philly and he lived in like the Poconos, but that was messy enough, you know. But yeah.
I didn't even officially have an affair with a guy. He's
Mhm.
married.
Mhm.
We hung out a lot. We never had sex. I never had sex.
Mhm.
Okay, straight up. Did we kiss? Yeah. Did we hold hands? Yeah. Did we take it a little further than we probably should have, considering he was married? Yeah. But to this day, now there's drama because of it,
Mhm.
because we're all in the same group of
Mm.
friends,
Right.
and it's a lot of drama, and
Yeah.
it is still not worth it. It's 2 years later, well, 3 years later, and I'm still getting the repercussion of it. And I'm the one that's blamed for it. And I'm like, I was single at the time.
Right.
So I wasn't crossing any boundaries. And he was the one that pursued me, and he was the one that was married. But no, he's in the right, and everyone turned on me.
Right.
So, ladies, stay away from married men because it's just drama. They're
Yeah.
never going to leave their wife, no
Mm-mm.
matter what they tell you. So, because the wives hold all the cards.
Especially if they have kids.
He had kids, he had a
Mm.
house, he had
Mm.
cars, he
Mm-mm.
had,
Yeah,
she
no.
would have made out like a bandit and he would have paid through the nose.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and he's not my type.
Gotcha.
And the best is everyone's like, "Oh, you did sleep with him. You had sex. I know you had sex." I'm like, "I did not have sex." And I'm like, the only way I could prove it to them is still and the reason why we didn't have sex, but I won't do that to the man. I will not demasculate him.
He couldn't get it up.
Exactly.
Mm. Yeah.
So,
Is
I'm
he
like,
is he an
"Hey,
older guy or?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was 10 years older than me."
Yeah. Gotcha. That. Yeah.
So, I need a young man to keep up with me, guys.
Yep. I'm telling you, it's the way to go.
I need a Kevin.
I went with same age, then I went with much older, and then I went with much younger. Much younger wins every time.
I had older than younger.
Hmm.
It was 5 years older and 3 years younger.
Gotcha.
So, hey, if they got a Willy Wonky that works well, I'm willing.
That's a mouthful to say. No, I mean it's and it's interesting is like what I didn't know, something I learned with being with my last boyfriend Johnny. He I mean he was a pretty heavy drinker too. He was always a happy drunk. He was never bad, but between that and the smoking and his age, started causing a lot of problems with his performance. But it wasn't like it wasn't a deal breaker because it wasn't like all the time. But then there's a couple times, and it was towards the end of the relationship where it was getting way worse. But I mean, like I didn't know that even though he wasn't hard, like you can actually like still orgasm as a guy, even if you're not hard. And I didn't know that until him. So at least I learned something there. That was interesting. I was like, well, I mean, at least you can still enjoy. I mean, you know,
Well, at least that's a plus, I guess, for
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
mean, and then I
just
could like take care of myself, or he could take care of me in a different way. You know, I mean, like if it was something like if
there's
something,
always ways.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's not why I left him. Like, just an FYI, but yeah, yeah,
He didn't know about Blue Chew then.
yeah, yeah.
That's right, man. If you can't get it up, go to Blue Chew. Put in VOP and you'll get a discount on your Horadon pills.
Oh man.
But, you know, there is so much more to a relationship than just sex,
Mm-hmm.
but sex is a huge part of
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and you sometimes you got to be creative with how you get people
Mm-hmm.
excited and turned on, and there's other ways to get to the finish line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, just wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Right.
Because there's nothing worse than a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, $10 on the end table.
Yeah.
It's like leave the money on the table as on your way out the door.
Well, I think like it was probably, after, I was probably with Johnny and all that. Like I started realizing like I didn't have to feel embarrassed. Like if, not that I should be embarrassed, but like if he, like, he was a little early on the uptake there. And then like, I would, he would, always take care of me, if that happened, or, sometimes I'd take care of myself, and it was like, that was hot too. And I didn't care. I mean, that was fine. So there's multiple ways to be happy.
Mutual masturbation can be fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That can be really hot too. Like Kevin calls me a dirty girl sometimes, because I'm just like, sometimes I like to watch that. Like, I don't want to do it. I just want to watch you do it. Like, I don't know what the hell it is. There's something that I'm just like, that's pretty
Okay,
hot.
we're a little too similar because I like that too. And I think I like it because I take notes in my head.
Gotcha. Watch how he's like, what
Watch
he's
how he's
doing.
doing. Because sometimes they had that extra twist that we don't
Hmm.
know,
Well, every
or
guy's
that
different too.
surprising.
Every guy has a different
Exactly.
thing, so
And if
it's
anybody
interesting.
knows how to get your guy off, it's themselves.
Right. So, ladies, you got to watch that, and then you can learn. I also don't mind, like, actually, like, even like now, I mean, we've been together for, I don't know, it's 12 years almost. And I'll still be like, so tell me what you want. Tell me what you like. And, so he'll talk to me. And the one thing I'm always yelling at him about, he'll be, doing something, he'll be like, say something, talk dirty. And I'm like, how am I supposed to talk dirty when I have your in my mouth? Like, I can't talk. Like, really? Like, what do you want? Do you want me to be doing this or talking to you?
Sometimes it's like, they tell the guys to do the ABCs with their tongue while they're down there.
Oh, gotcha.
What, we're supposed to be humming the ABCs while we're down there?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm gonna hum the ABCs. So that way it's like I'm talking to you, okay?
And also, it's not very attractive if you're trying to talk with your mouth full of that. It's like, it's like, how do you like? Yeah, there's just
My
some
mom
things you
always
just
told me not
can't
to talk
really
with my
do.
mouth full.
Oh
My
man.
mom always said, "Don't talk with your mouth full."
Yeah, right? Exactly. Oh my gosh.
The topics we come up with.
I know, right?
But I mean, I do like when a guy says, suck harder or go
Mm-hmm.
deeper, or, or they
Flick
take
your
the back of your head.
tongue.
I like when they hold the hair,
Yep.
but you
Yep.
can try and shove my head down. You can try and guide my speed,
Yes. Yes.
but don't
Right.
don't shove me down.
No, because here's the next thing, guys. You don't ever want to do that because, we're dealing with a lot of stuff going on like that. And it's kind of hard. Like sometimes, depending on how long it takes you to get going here, like it can make our mouths can get kind of like sore, right? From holding a certain, like
Yeah.
whatever. And like if you just decide to like, shove my head down on you and I'm not ready for it, you might get some teeth and that's not good. You don't want that. Let us do our thing. We won't give you teeth
A
then.
little nibble is good.
Yeah.
Some
A
do
scrape
like
is not.
to pop it a little bit. Some guys do like the teeth, a little bit of biting,
Yep.
not hard,
Right.
but just to,
Yep. No. Yeah, but I'm talking like a full-on scrape. Like, don't. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
yeah,
Don't do that.
or a bit of clench down because I'm trying to breathe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing. Yeah. Like I have to time this. If you don't want me to gag or be not because then I can't breathe. Like you want me to go all the way down there. You gotta let me do it on my terms here. Come on. Now.
Because there's a talent to it, guys,
Yep.
and you've got to have your throat just right for it. You've
Yep.
got to be relaxed.
Yep.
You've got to be prepared for it, and you got to know when to swallow.
Yep.
That's the key to deep throating. You've got to swallow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
As it's going down, you swallow and you'll actually see your in your throat. Yes.
Yep.
But don't no. Don't try and force it,
No.
guys. Please.
You can pull my hair, don't push it. There you
Yeah,
go.
you can pull and you can like I
Guide,
said,
like you
just
said.
move
Yeah.
it like
Yeah.
okay, a little faster, a
Mm-hmm.
little slower.
Yeah.
That's fine, but no.
Yeah.
But I do like when a guy holds my hair back.
Yeah, I do too.
I do like that.
I like it from like when he does it, like when, like if you're like, doggy style and he pulls your hair like that, it's like, oh yeah,
Oh
baby.
my
And then smack my ass. Look out.
fountain.
Yep. Love it.
Turn to a puddle, Mush City, you got it. Number one on the Richter scale, you know?
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say the rectum scale. I'm like, wait, no.
No, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
It's a whole
Oh.
different area that some people call no-no zone.
Yeah, I tried it once or twice with my previous boyfriend because he kind of wanted to. Well, he was not as well endowed, so it wasn't as bad, but it was not. It wasn't for me. I wasn't interested in it. I didn't enjoy it. So I'm kind of like that's a no zone for me.
See, it was a no-no with my first husband
Mm-hmm.
because he was not patient.
Gotcha.
There's no warm-up.
Oh no, you need
If it's done,
extra warm up for that one.
if it's done well and
Mm-hmm.
you're prepared for
Yeah.
it, it can be very enjoyable. But again, there's trust involved,
Yeah.
there's practice, there's warming up.
Yeah.
If you think you want to try it, start with something small,
Yeah.
like a
And go
finger.
slow. Go very
Start with a
slow.
finger and lots of lube,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Lube is your friend with anal.
Yeah. Because a lot of people
Just
like,
saying.
I think a lot of people like the automatic reaction. It's a body reaction. Like
It
you
clench down.
tense.
It's like, oh, it's out only.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you immediately tense up, and it's like whoa. And that's kind of a hard thing to like be loose. Like I think I was probably drinking when that happened because that helped me be a little bit looser. But jeez.
No, it's not for everybody. Again, it's another thing.
Right.
It's not for everybody. Some people like it, some
Mm-hmm.
don't. I've done it with two guys and it was fantastic.
There
I've
you
done it
go.
with two other guys and it was like, oh hell no, you ain't never doing that again.
Right. Right.
You know,
You have to know your own
again,
limits too.
yep. It's like what you like with Albert, you're not gonna like with Wilbur.
Right. Yeah.
It's just the way life goes.
Yeah.
But again, it's a try and see.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like life
And
in general. Try and see.
and if you're not into it, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And if a guy is pressuring you for that, tell him, fine. You know what? When you take something up your butt
Yep.
first,
Then we'll talk.
then you can take something up mine.
Yep. I think that's fair. Definitely think
That
that's
is
fair.
fair. That's just how I feel. And I did that with one guy. He was like, he wanted it, he wanted it, he wanted it. And I was like, no way. I'm like, because he was big. He was well dressed.
Right.
Okay. And I knew,
Yeah, no.
no.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, it's painful, regular sex.
Right.
No. There ain't no way that's going
You know
down.
the expression ripping me a new asshole? Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah.
All I kept thinking was I would never be able to hold in poop if I farted again.
Wow. Yeah, right? Jeez. Yeah.
That's all that I kept thinking in my head.
Ah.
So I was like, no, not happening. And he's like, come on, come on, come on. I'm like, fine, let me take this. And I took one of my vibrators and I said, I'll lube this up and I'll shove it up your butt. And it's smaller than you. And if you can take that, then I'll try and take you. And he was like, you ain't putting up on my butt. I'm like,
I'm like,
well, then
exactly.
I'm like, no. I said, do unto others as you unto yourself.
There you go. Ah,
And we didn't last long.
no, clearly not. I mean, and I don't blame you one bit. Yeah.
No.
Well, we are actually at the tail end of the show already. I liked what you said there with the do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or as you would have done unto you, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like perfect. Yeah. So, any parting words of wisdom, Kit?
Live, love, have sex. Maybe not in that order.
I'm going to make a sign like that. I think that's perfect.
I need it for my bedroom. Can you get me one of those?
I got you. I got you. Oh, Well,
Just enjoy life, people. It's too damn
yeah,
short.
absolutely. And now, especially with things opening up nationwide, get out there and enjoy. It's people are overdue for some enjoyment.
I can't wait. I just need someone to go have enjoyment with.
There you go. All right, folks. Well, thanks so much for listening. And as always, stay tuned for more shows coming up. I don't know the schedule. At some point, we'll post that. And we're just going to say goodnight and have a great rest of your week.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.